Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. As today, we go ahead and finish up this particular region of the Underdark. And right off the bat, I'll go ahead and say, I did go ahead and fill out the gaps off-screen. I picked up the ingredients we hadn't gathered yet. I picked up 2 loot stashes we hadn't gotten to, a chest and a buried treasure. And as you can see here, there was nothing all that notable. It was just an assortment of scrolls, consumables, and other minor valuables. Nothing really worth highlighting. But one thing that is worth highlighting is that, as pointed out by one of the raiders, we have a series of ledges lining this cavern, which Balin did hint at. He mentioned he fell from a higher ledge, and, you know, at the time I just kind of dismissed it as fluff, but as with many things in this game, it was in fact a clue. Just goes to show you really need to pay attention in this game. There are a ton of clues everywhere. And as always, I really, really appreciate that attention to detail. It makes exploring these environments so much more enjoyable. That said, let's see what we've got up here. Oh, also worth noting, we can actually make these jumps because I pounded that elixir of hill giant strength that Balin gave us. We're sitting on a small stack of them. Figured we might as well get some use out of them. Oh, and look at that. So is this related to Balin's backstory, or... Maybe. Explorer's Ring. +1 nature, +1 survival. A radiant and remarkably preserved ring, forged from Arendor metal. I mean, I'm gonna guess it's not related, but it could also potentially explain how Balin actually functioned out here when collecting various ingredients for Dareth. Though if that were the case, you'd think that one or both of them would have mentioned the missing ring. So no, I think it's just a random stash. I think by sheer coincidence, Balin just happened to be up there. Maybe he got scared by the skeleton and fell off. On the one hand, you'd think he might have mentioned being scared by a skeleton, but on the other hand, he also very clearly had issues with his short-term memory.
Still alive. So
and yeah, we're slapping that right on Auric. He's not a frontliner anyway. He's our skill monkey. I think that's it. Alright, nice find. No point in fussing with our Featherfall boots. We'll just teleport out. And we are now setting our sights on the mysterious path down, which was just below Auntie Ethel's place. So I think over here... One sec, let me track it down real quick. And there it is, yes. Just off to one side of Auntie Ethel's magic mushrooms. In fact, we can see the dead drow scout right over there. And as a bonus, off to the left, we can also see where we killed that bullet. But I do remember earmarking this path when we first came down. The very conspicuously placed torch stock deliberately draws attention to it. Oh, shoot. Right, I really should have scouted that first. We may have just blown up some loot. Well, let's have a look. Better late than never, I suppose. Looks like a guy caught up in a net. Ooh, nice. Helmet of Autonomy. Proficiency in Wisdom savings throws. The metal bolted to the helmet's forehead is engraved with a faded script. Though the words have become unintelligible, their magic remains. Well, that is quite a catch. Much like the Explorer's Ring, it's very simple, but also very useful. Which honestly is something I feel this game really needs more of. I mean, I appreciate getting creative with magic items, but a lot of the stuff we find is just too fiddly or too build specific for me to really get all that excited over. That aside, like, half this game's balance issues do seem to revolve around them getting too creative and fiddly with a lot of these magic item effects. Sometimes it legit feels like every episode or two, I've got someone telling me that we just found the best item in the game. And given that we're already kind of breezing through all these fights, it just gets to the point where it feels like self-parody, you know?
What's the story?
I love the guys at Larian. I have found Baldur's Gate 3 to be surprisingly enjoyable despite early misgivings. But game balance is definitely not their forte. I mean, seriously, I'm clearly not going out of my way to optimize our builds, and we're still just breezing through most of these fights. I actually really like the way the other ones let her ears peek out, but I guess fashion is the first casualty of practicality.
Well,
And let's get the wisdom save helmet on Karlach.
Attention.
Yeah, that looks fine. Very nice. Solid upgrade. And given the loose aquatic theme here, I think I've got a general idea of what we're walking into. The Festering Cove. Oh, yeah. We've got Kuo-toa. Can't have an Underdark adventure without some good old fish folk. I like the shipwreck altar. That's very Darkest Dungeon. Also, camera got stuck on the roof. We'll have to be wary of that.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Some sort of ritual going on over there. Seems a bit fishy.
May the darkness protect you.
Oh. You know, Shadow, I did not mean to talk to you, but I am glad I did, because that is very intriguing. So we do have a very notable other use for that noble stock if we don't hand it over to Dareth or Balin. I'm going to have to give that some thought. Like, if you restored her memory, would that just short-circuit her entire personal quest? I mean, I have to assume they wouldn't go that far. They would likely just give you a few new memories to mull over. Just enough to speculate on, but not enough to actually give you concrete answers or overly change the direction of her ultimate arc. Cool Drip the Zealous. Classically speaking, Kuo-toa are neutral evil. They're normally used as filler for low-level encounters, but these guys are marked as non-hostile, so perhaps we can talk things out? Though, given our generally good predilections, I have to imagine they'll sashimi as a foe. Ooh, that's cute. I like that. Obvious point of interest over there below the sunbeams.
No, never mind.
Fishing spot. Interesting. Sacrificial altar. Chest across the way near those mushrooms. Hidden path and back. Yeah, we definitely got something over there. Yeah, and looking at the Kuo-toa's positioning, this is clearly set up as a battle arena. They may be non-hostile now, but I'm sure that won't last. Let's make our approach.
Creature is lost in devotion. You might as well not exist.
Our blood to fill your oceans, O blessed Boal. Our bones to build your temple in the deep.
A wave of pure devotion washes over you, and with every surge, you feel a presence grow in response.
Word, priest! Frommy says, your god wants proof, wants blood.
These beings are Kuatoa, former Mind Flayer's slaves that manifest their gods through sheer belief.
You, our Lord of Murder, demands sacrifice. You will be an offering for the great god Boal.
Yeah, I'm like 97.3% sure that's a red cap. Like the ones we fought around Auntie Ethel's house, which is right above us. Oh, come on. Yeah, we can spare a point. We're red capped out. There we go.
That sickle blade, it's no religious totem. It belongs to a common redcap. Fey creatures known for their bloodlust.
Well, priest! Boal wants a sacrifice. Boal wants blood!
Yeah, this guy's just taking advantage of them, and they fell for it hook, line, and sinker. Aside from just general Fey mischief, I wonder if he actually benefits from their belief that he is, in fact, a deity. Like, can they channel their faith into a tangible power upgrade? I'm not sure I've ever really seen that explored. Well, if you're looking for a good bloody show. Unholy acting talent!
Yes, God, more!
In the outburst of emotion, you feel the divine presence falter, then revert to its basic, cruel nature.
Bollocks! Don't do anything hasty now. The fish folk got plenty of power. We can share. Blessed Boal. What? Shut it, you! I'm talking to my chosen. Chosen got power. You want power, don't you?
Yeah, you know, while it is true I have done some very questionable things in pursuit of power and arcane knowledge, I really feel like I could do better than a random red cap. You know, no offense, I'm flattered. It's you, not me. Look, I applaud your ambition, but, yeah, I'm gonna have to shut this thing down.
Kiss my ass, then. This Lord of Murder likes doing his own dirty work. Kill! Kill for Boal!
Oh. Okay, well that's not quite the result I was going for, but let's see if they stay aggressive once we deal with their erstwhile god. Single red cap, shouldn't be a problem.
Time to strike.
Hibbity hop. Nice. Less nice, but still. Redcap's not going to do much without his primary weapon. Shovel's on distraction duty. We'll get him dug in. Might as well go for a scare. Nice.
I'm ready. On my way.
To be fair, this guy does seem like he was scaled up a little. But, you know. Still no match for a motley crew of murder hobos.
Your time has come.
Oh, nice. As if that guy weren't screwed enough already.
Yes.
There's a point where you just start feeling bad for them, you know?
Go on. Moving.
Sorry, chum. School's out. Oh, wait. You know, just in case. Oh. Instant loss of faith. Poor guys. And inspiration. Caps us back out. Nice. Though, I do notice that Pool Drip and his friends here are still marked as hostile. Though they are also frightened.
Need to find a way forward.
Let's maybe give them some space. Perhaps they'll come to their senses after their crisis of faith. Though, you know, at the same time, whilst I was kind of hoping we could talk them down by taking out their god, I'm not exactly going to cry if we have to fillet mignons here.
Boal! Our lord has been murdered!
Well, I mean, if he was your god of murder and we have murdered him, would that not make us your new gods of murder by the law of transitive properties? No? Guess not. Oh well, worth a shot. Take him out. Sorry, Pool Drip. I really tried, but you failed to seize the opportunity.
On my word.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do
Still
good ones,
breathing.
but
Despite everything.
I guess
This
my
is gonna
pool
feel
of fish
good.
puns is pretty shallow.
Find a route.
I hope you're not too salty. I'm trying to keep it fresh. All right, that's probably enough. Quota met and exceeded. Let me just kill these guys, then we'll move on. Oh, I love doing that. Obviously, I kept the gloves of missile snaring on her. It's just so cool. Like, you know, I've said it before, as easy as these fights are, I still really appreciate just the general dynamic nature of them.
Time to strike.
It would be nice to get some more serious fights, but at the same time, I still have fun with it. I think the worst thing that can happen in a
Heating up.
D&D game, or maybe just cRPGs in general, is to have combat that feels like it gets stale. Difficulty notwithstanding, if you get to the point where it's basically just you hit the guy, he hits you back, repeat ad nauseum, you know, then you've got a problem. Combat should be exciting and dynamic, even if it's easy. You know, like 80s action flicks, and most of those, the hero is never in any real danger until perhaps the final boss fight. But it still holds your rapt attention because it's entertaining.
Make way.
Everything's exploding, they're spitting out their witty one-liners. Oh, nice. We've got another chest right here.
Stay focused.
So 2 chests and 2 points of interest, plus of course whatever Pool Drip and Boal are carrying.
Well, so much for peace.
It actually makes me think of one of my favorite meta movies, Last Action Hero, which I feel is unfairly reviled. I really appreciate the fact that Arnold Schwarzenegger was willing to so openly make fun of his own work. Though, self-parody aside. Charles Dance as Benedict, my goodness. He was a fantastic villain. It's a crying shame he wasn't in more films. I got some serious Hans Gruber vibes from him. And that is some serious high praise. It's so cool.
Make way.
I also love that move that sword and board fighters can get, where they shield an adjacent ally as a reaction. Again, it just makes the fights feel so dynamic. Like you're not just waiting your turn, you're dynamically interacting with things as they happen on the battlefield. While still, you know, of course, maintaining my preferred turn-based tactical playstyle. As easy as they are, both Baldur's Gate 3 and Solasta
Dull moment.
have really spoiled me when it comes to just fun, engaging combat systems. I mean, look, long ramble short,
Let's cook with fire, baby.
the game could definitely stand to crank up the difficulty. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy having fun. And Fen. I'd say that went pretty swimmingly. Bit of a shame we had to kill those guys. They seemed fun, but
Another step forward.
just as well, I suppose. Kuatoa aren't classically known for their ability to play nicely with others. They're practically hardwired to serve as henchmen in most heinous hierarchies. Hence, of course, why they previously served as one of the Illithid slave races. Or Boal over there. Or whatever other conniving trickster with enough legerdemain to fool them might happen along. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, cool. Though, actually, one thing that did strike me earlier on the way in is that net we passed, the one that was festooned with shells and such. That very much plays into what I was talking about last time around, about hiding the treasure in plain sight, but in the form of innocuous trinkets or decorations. That does feel very much like what they did here. You know, each of these shells is worth like 5 to 8 gold. Not worth much individually, but we picked up like 20 of them since we came in. That is very much something I might have done back in the day.
There is no answer from the presence.
Gosh, I can't imagine why. Wall, any ideas? No? Wow, Boal, buddy, I gotta say, this isn't exactly godly loot. How about you, Piddlebloop? Okay. Sickle of Boal. Infused with the inconceivable might of the formidable Boal, which apparently equates to a slightly increased damage range. I believe a standard sickle is D6, so 2D4 would be a slight step up. Actually, I wonder if that would have been more potent had we left Boal propped up as their false god. All that power's got to go somewhere, right? I think it's clear he wasn't just doing it for kicks. But no, we're effectively chaotic good. We're not going to get ourselves up to that sort of shyster shenanigans. Lighthearted graft and larceny is one thing, but making deals with evil fae is something else entirely. We draw the line at Cosmic Squid Boss. Or maybe we just have a weak spot for cephalopods in general. Which Boal there was most decidedly not. I mean, to be fair, having tentacles would make it a lot easier to manipulate the suckers. Nice, nice. Decent stash of gold, we'll take it. Let me just clear some space here real quick. Oh, right. I guess we don't have to. Sorry? Not used to running with 21 strength. No perception check. Should be safe. Yes. And a bunch of low-value trinkets. 60, 70 gold. Plus ingredients. Eyeball the waterfalls. Make sure we don't have any obvious jumping paths. Upper ledge appears to be non-traversable. Camera stuck in the ceiling again.
No time to rest.
This here looks like a climbing area, but no obvious place to go from there. Aside from maybe higher up. I might putter with that off screen.
That's curious.
Oh, here we go. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something here, but sure. obvious side path. Let's nuke the... No, wait. Right, we should, Oh, is that a potion? We should send Shovel up to scout. He can't make perception checks, but he can at least move that potion away from the torch stock. So it was really just the Bibberbang he couldn't walk by. That's weird. And yes, that is a greater healing potion. We definitely want that. But we do also have another torch stock right here. Okay, let's clear the center.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
And move up closer. Okay, so we can definitely take that one out, but this one... Let's tuck this potion as far as possible from that further torch stock. Hopefully it'll survive.
Alright, what now?
Ooh, nice, okay. Yeah, we did move it far enough, but it was just barely. The radius on that was still enough to reach Shovel. And he was just like a foot closer. So now we just tuck this stuff over on the other side, and then we hop across and blow the last torch stock. Oh, is this... No, there we go. What's the Shovel doing? He's doing his best. And we should be good.
Can't give up now.
Let's vault across, blow this last stalk. Perception check. Possible trap on the chest. Let's get Shadow over here.
What am I to do?
Though we'll hedge our bets first. Oh, okay. Apparently she is too feeble to make that jump. Or, like a sane person, she is simply unwilling to. Fair enough.
What a charmer.
She does have the highest wisdom in the party. Can't really falter there.
This'll be fun.
And there's our trap, yes. So now, how do we disarm it?
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Shadow. Refuse my polite requests, but come running for the loot. I see how it is.
What are you hiding?
And survey says... Slippery chain shirt. Magic chain with cautious healer. When the wearer heals a creature, it automatically disengages and won't trigger opportunity attacks. Scored with slime and blood, it seems this chainmail shirt couldn't save its previous owner, although it may help the next. Nice, okay. I could definitely see some uses for that. Though sadly it is a couple of steps down from our current gear defense-wise. Not to mention, of course, we'd be giving up that whole radiant shockwave thing. Which I guess technically we have gotten some use out of. I mean, obviously I haven't really done much to leverage it just yet, but...
Never a dull moment.
Man, remote disengage would be nice. I am going to have to think about that.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
I mean, ultimately, I suppose Sanctuary would effectively serve the same purpose, wouldn't it? Level 1 spell slot, fired off as a bonus action, allowing for disengage without provoking. Nah, we're better off with the Luminous. It doesn't make sense to switch. So another filler item, basically. Not really much in the way of high-end loot out here. I think it is going to come down to the shells being our actual real prize. Like looting fish in a barrel.
What's
Ooh.
that?
Message in a bottle. Don't mind if I do. Also, fishing rod. Dad, sorry I stopped writing. We ran out of paper on the road. I got this from the druids. Maybe that's why they're so mad at us. I hope this can find you. Zevlor says you got lost and that our old house is gone. But I read a book that says all rivers find their way into the Styx. When you get it, you can write me back in Baldur's Gate. Or maybe come visit? I'll write again when I get more paper. Donnie. Oh, that's one of the tiefling kids. Yeah, that's the mute one. The one who is guarding the entrance to their hideout. Interesting. Maul did imply we'd meet her again. So if we do, perhaps we can have words with Donnie. And even if not, still a fun bit of world building. Let's see what else we've got. So nothing we can do with the pictograph. Ledges are non-traversable. Oh, that is a very suggestively shaped Kuo-toa statue. Oh, teddy bear. Peculiar. Heavy chest in the water. So that's chest number 4. Huh. That really does look like something we're supposed to climb up, but I guess not. All marked as non-traversable. Alright, let's grab all this stuff. Then I think we're done. Arrow of Arcane Interference. That might come in handy. And like 82 gold. And a lore book? I'm assuming that's what that is. Oh, you know what this might be, is where Boal hung out between his appearances on the altar. The teddy bear, the scattered riches, the literal book on murder. Oh, yeah, plus Kuatoa are weak to sunlight, and this is very clearly sunlit. That would make it a good spot for him to seek refuge from his fishy followers. Once Baal's favor has quickened within one of his beloved murderers, the bliss of his love is nigh indescribable, for he blesses his loyal with a new sensation, a mindless, instinctual, primal sensation that comes from within the bowels, an erotic spasm that washes over the killer in the moment of murder. It is said that in that instant, his divine essence can almost be tasted. Forsake all other hedonisms, acolytes, for nothing can compare. Until the true ecstasies of murder wash over you, initiates, this scroll contains a prayer you may say after a kill, calling for the Lord's disgrace to find its course in your body. Oh, cool. So like a litany of La Petite Mort. That is charming. But yeah, I think it's safe to say this was Boal's pleasure reading. And his likely source of inspiration. Not super creative, that guy. Baal to Boal. And yeah, I think we're good. I'll give this place another sweep off screen, make sure we didn't miss anything. But otherwise, I think that's it for the first region of the Underdark. And as I mentioned before, I think, I have been told it is apparently safe for us to cross the lake without hitting the point of no return. So yeah, we'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, and we will pick up here next time as we forge a path deeper into the Underdark. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Revenant, Alois, CrowkingLoR, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, Theory V23, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
Blessed Boal,